Alright, you lot. First things first, let me just say a massive thank you to everyone who sent the well wishes. Honestly, it means a lot that you've been so supportive of this little journey here on YouTube. I don't usually open up about my personal life, and trust me, I've got stories for days. I might sneak into future rants. But for now, all I'll say is sometimes I might need to take a step back and get some rest. I've got some ongoing health issues, and that's why I turn to YouTube and social media to interact with more people, besides just talking to my sons. So again, thank you. I genuinely, truly appreciate support. Now, before it gets too soppy, which really ain't my style, let's get into today's video. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. You know how it goes, it helps channel grow. Right, let's dive into this absolute mess of a situation, Ubisoft crawling back to Steam, and oh boy, have I got a lot of thoughts on this one. Let's get into it. Right, so Ubisoft, after years of cozying up to Epic like some love-struck teenager, they've finally decided to crawl back to Steam. About time, right? I mean, it's like watching someone leave a good pub because there's a fancy new beer across town, only to realise beer's overpriced and watered down. Then they come staggering back, begging for a pint where everyone actually wants to drink. Ubisoft, mate, what took you so bloody long? Here's kicker. They're making this big song and dance about Assassin's Creed Shadows being the grand return to Steam in 2025. February 14th, Valentine's Day are all days. What are you trying to do, Ubisoft? Rekindle a lost romance with PC gamers? Drop a new Assassin's Creed and hope they'll all forgive and forget like some tragic rom-com? Newsflash, it ain't that deep. And I've got a question for you, Ubisoft, that's been keeping me up all night, and trust me, I'm already sleep deprived enough. Why the hell wait till 2025? Do it now. Put everything in Steam. Everything. You're struggling. And Steam's over here raking it in, holding all cards. And let me tell you, sticking with Epic ain't exactly giving you jackpot you thought it would. Let's face it, Epic Store might give you a better deal on surface, but it doesn't have community, reach, or staying power. People don't browse Epic like they do Steam. They go in, grab the free game and piss off. Look at Star Wars Outlaws. Sales have been softer than a wet sponge. You need Steam. Gamers want to buy your games where they already are. Why wait till February 2025 to make your switch? Ubisoft Plus? Throw that on Steam too, like EA's done with EA Play. Just embrace the inevitable. I'm not just talking as some random bloke playing games in his spare time. No, I've seen what happens when you make dumb business moves. I've lost a lot making some terrible calls, and this delay to Steam, it's one of them. Bite bullet now and get your games in front of audience that actually wants them. Don't wait for future releases, get everything. XDefiant, Outlaws, even bloody Prince of Persia on Steam now. Besides, wait until 2025? That's like trying to win a race by walking backward. Pull your finger out, Ubisoft, but love of gaming. Right, let's talk about this little dalliance Ubisoft had with Epic Games Store. They made a big deal about it back in 2019, didn't they? Like some Hollywood couple showing off the new relationship, only for it to end up in tabloids as one big mistake. Ubisoft was so tough getting Steam middle finger and getting cozy with Epic, even calling Steam's 30% cut unrealistic. Well, how did that work out for you, eh? Epic gives devs a nice little 12% cut, but here's the thing, no one bloody cares. It's not about percentages, it's about where players are. Steam's been dominating PC gaming scene for years. Years! And you thought, oh, we'll just waltz over to Epic and gamers will follow. Yeah, how did that turn out? You had Division 2 as an Epic exclusive, and I'm sure bored were clinking champagne glasses. But let's face it, that buzz fizzled out quicker than a can of cheap lager left out in sun. Here's reality. Epic might throw free games around like they're Oprah. You get a free game, and you get a free game. But community? It's non-existent. Nobody's chatting, nobody's browsing for the next big thing. Epic's a glorified cash and grab operation. People swing by, grab the freebies, then they're off on Steam to actually play. And Ubisoft? You've had to sit back and watch while Valve's been printing money with Steam sales, mod support, community hubs, reviews, everything that makes PC gaming what it is. Meanwhile, Epic's just been trying to lure people in with discounts like some dodgy street vendor. And now here we are, Ubisoft crawling back with its tail between its legs because they finally realised that if you're not selling where gamers are, you're losing. And don't think yet first to eat big slice of humble pie. Rockstar, EA, Bethesda, they all tried all we don't need Steam shtick. And guess what? They all came crawling back too. Steam's like pub you never really leave. You might try new flashy joint across the street, but in the end, you'll be back with a pint in hand trying to blend in like you never left. So, Ubisoft, here's a free tip. Stop pretending like you're making some bold move by announcing your return to Steam in 2025. You're not fooling anyone. Just get your entire catalogue back on Steam now and admit your epic experiment were a swing and a miss. Cause let's face it, nobody buys games for its storefront. They buy games for experience. And Steam? Steam's one running show. Right, let's talk about Ubisoft's business strategy. If you can call it that. Honestly, at this point it feels more like they're just throwing darts at a board while blindfolded. Now, after this whole Steam epic debacle, it's time we take a step back and look at bigger picture here, Ubisoft. What the hell is going on here? I mean, one minute you're pushing out this massive AAA franchises like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry thinking you're still king of hill. Next, you're delaying releases left and right with sales softer than a bloody marshmallow in a sauna. Seriously, last few years of Ubisoft have been like watching a car crash in slow motion, and not entertaining kind either. More like that cringe-inducing second-hand embarrassment kind where you just want to look away but can't. Let's talk about these delays. First it was Skull and Bones, game that were delayed more times than I can count. How many times were it? 6? 7? It's like Ubisoft is actively trying to win an award for winning longest development time. Star Wars Outlaws, delayed. Assassin's Creed Shadows, delayed. It's like Ubisoft's new slogan should be, coming soon but probably not. And don't get me started on this idea that all the future releases are going to fix everything. Newsflash, if you can't get your games out on time now, what makes you think next one's going to be any different? Oh, and guess what? Steam ain't gonna save you from your own bloody incompetence. Sure, putting your games back in Steam is a good start, but it's not magic fix-it-all solution. Here's the thing, Ubisoft. Your problem ain't just where you're selling your games. It's what you're selling. Players are sick at cookie-cutter, copy-and-paste open-world formula. Yeah, sure, they'll buy next Assassin's Creed, but you know what they're really thinking. Here we go again, another massive map with a billion collectibles I'll never bother to finish. You're banking on brand loyalty. But even your most die-hard fans are getting tired at rinse and repeat approach. You need innovation, like XDefiant. You need something fresh, something that keeps people saying, wow, I ain't seen that before, like XDefiant. But instead you keep dishing out same old stuff, slapping a new skin on it and hoping no one notices. So Ubisoft, you want to stay in game, it's time to stop with delays, stop hiding behind storefronts and actually start delivering. We're not asking for moon, we're just asking for something that don't feel like we've played it 10 times before. And maybe, just maybe, that's how you'll stop bleeding sales and start getting back on track. So Ubisoft, here's my advice. Stop dragging your feet. Get your entire catalogue on Steam, give your players convenience they want and watch your sales skyrocket. And let's talk about this magical thing called a second chance. Because despite all daft decisions, here we are. And you've got a shot at redemption. Yeah, you heard me right. A redemption arc. But it's not going to come through some flashy Assassin's Creed DLC or new Far Cry skin. Nah, your lifeline, your golden ticket is bloody Steam. Steam ain't just a store, mate. It's an ecosystem. It's where gamers are already set up. With the libraries, friends, mods and achievements all under one roof. It's home base. You're not just missing out on sales by staying off Steam. You're missing out on community, on engagement, on very lifeblood that keeps games relevant long after the release. And yet Ubisoft is out here acting like they've got all time in world. Mate, your soft sales, your struggling releases, that's market telling you it's time to stop mucking about. You're not indie anymore. You're not some plucky underdog. You're Ubisoft. You've got brand recognition, you've got IPs people actually care about. But none of that matters if you're not where people are buying. And right now, people are buying on Steam. Here's reality check. Gaming community don't care about your storefront wars. They don't care about corporate partnership with Epic or whatever marketing stunt you've got going. They care about convenience. They want the games in one place, with features they know and love. Mods, achievements, community hubs. Steam gives them all that. And you're holding back your own damn success by refusing to give it to them. Big brain move, Ubisoft. Get on Steam, make your games available to millions of players already there, and stop forcing them to jump through hoops with Ubisoft Connect or Epic. Trust me, players will thank you, and so will your bank account. Right, we're almost at finish line. Gotta talk about future, cause Ubisoft on Steam, that's not just a comeback, it's survival. Look, this ain't about some short-term sales boost. This is about staying relevant. It's about longevity. If you want your games to have a life beyond launch day, Steam is where it happens. Look at some of the biggest games on Steam right now. Skyrim, Counter-Strike, GTA 5. We're talking games that are bloody ancient in gaming years, but they're still topping charts. Why? Mods, community, updates. Ubisoft, you've got titles with that potential. Imagine Far Cry 6 with mod support. Imagine what players could do with Assassin's Creed if you gave them tools to build their own worlds and share them on Steam Workshop. Mods that secret source to a game's long-term success. They extend life for a game well beyond its original shelf date. Hell, they keep games alive that should have kicked bucket years ago. And what do gamers need for mods? Steam. You've already got games, but you've been keeping them in a walled garden that nobody wants to visit. Open gates. Let modders in and watch your games thrive for years instead of being forgotten 3 months after release. And this ain't just about your big titles. Imagine what modders could do with smaller releases, experimental projects, stuff that could catch fire in Steam community and blow up in ways you couldn't predict. Think people would still be talking about Mount & Blade if it weren't for mods? No chance. You're not just selling a game anymore, you're selling a platform for creativity. Stop thinking short term, Ubisoft. You've already dipped your toe back into Steam waters. Now cannonball in and embrace it. Steam's community-driven culture can take your games to heights you can't reach with Epic's more closed-off ecosystem. You've got power to transform your company's future, but only if you get out your own way and let players decide how far your games go. Get your act together, Ubisoft. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be talking about how you turned this ship around instead of how you kept ramming it into every iceberg along the way. Now, I've had my say, folks, probably more than I should have, but what about you lot? Are you excited for Ubisoft games finally coming to Steam? Do you think it's gonna save the backside, or is it too little too late? Let me know in comments. I want to hear what you magnificent people have to say. And while you're at it, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Seriously, smash it, don't be shy. But before we wrap this up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, eh? Helps channel grow, and trust me, you don't want to miss out on my future rants. Because I got a lot more to say about the state of gaming, and it's not all gonna be pretty. Got questions? Got gaming stories? Throw them in comments. Who knows? Might just feature them on channel. I'll see you next time, you magnificent